forth type deal, and you guys were able to hold them off there in the second half.
Yeah, I think the nerves got the most of us to begin with. I know I was pretty nervous, at least on my first couple shots and just on defense, but I think at least X took us out of the slump. It was pretty nice.
I mean, and really you can jump in here too, you know, you guys shot 38% or something, not really like you guys shoot. What was nerves are part of it, but, you know, they play pretty good defense and switching defenses on you. But can you talk about you guys, we've talked before about how you played against the zone, sometimes good, sometimes not so good. What was the case tonight?
I think we struggled a little bit with getting the ball into the middle of the zone, like penetration-wise, passing or dribbling. And I think we were taking some contested threes as a result of that late in the shot clock.
Jump in here with a question for Dan. It's been a probably long freshman season for you. You know, you've been, and I know you played in high school, kind of outside on the ring, but you've been, you know, in the paint, banging around, and you seem to have been, you know, the last few weeks you've really started playing a lot better. Can you talk about your play lately, and then tonight, you know, another double for you?
Yeah, I think we started spreading the ball out a little more, which got me kind of out of the paint, and it kind of opened up some opportunities, and my teammates were really starting to click too. So I was getting, I mean, especially from Kenny, his assists have gone up in the last how many games, and I've kind of just been catching little bounce passes for lunge move layups, so it kind of helps me get on the board that way. So my teammates definitely contribute to that, but spreading out and attacking zones and stuff really has helped.
How about just the physical nature of the game? I mean, I know it's a big step, and you're not exactly like the biggest guy yet. So, I mean, how have you been able to adjust to that as the year's gone on?
I think just experience over the course of the year. Obviously, I mean, playing against the big guys in the NCAA are real challenging. I mean, they're bigger guys, Mason, Ruel. I mean, just two real experienced competitive guys on the post. So playing against them all season really just has acclimated me to that physicality that I really needed to catch up on coming in as a freshman.
I think his length and quickness helps him too.
Kenny, how about tonight you guys get down? I think it was 29-19, maybe down 10 points, or 19-9.
Yeah.
And it's a veteran team though, for the most part, that doesn't panic. And like talk about what you guys did. Was there ever a time when you were looking around going, "Hey, what's going on here?"
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, like our nerves were a little too much in the start of it, but like X hit like the big shots, and that definitely calmed us down. Like once we got like a 5-point lead, I'd say like we really started to relax and move the ball a lot better.
8 assists are career high, Kenny, do you know?
Yeah, I think it is.
You've been setting, Steve, I'll ask you this. This guy's been setting career highs on points and rebounds and assists tonight. Can you talk about his play the last few weeks at least?
Outstanding, playing well in a lot of areas and playing outstanding basketball. But I'll tell you, his passing has been tremendous. He's really creating shots for guys. Dan talked about his penetration and throwing those bounce passes. That makes our team hard to defend, whether they're playing man-to-man or zone.
And then could you address the play of Dan? I mean, I know he stepped up his game in the last one.
Dan has really stepped up his game. He's playing with a lot of aggressiveness and confidence, and not only the scoring, but 11 rebounds. I mean, that was big. 3 on the offensive end. So, and Dan's defense has improved tremendously.
How about the challenges that Saint Vincent presented tonight on their offensive end? With Turner and with Stite, two of the best players in this.
Those guys are really hard to defend. We said at halftime, Turner, that guy is really tough. I mean, he has the ability to drive around you, and then when he can make 3-point shots. I know he only hit 2, but it sure seemed like he hit more than that. And he's a very good basketball player. And so is Stite, how to pronounce that, Stite. They have a good team.
What was the key to the turnaround defensively? I mean, they had like 19, I think, in the first 10 minutes or whatever it was, and then you kind of slowed them down.
Well, I think we just kept playing good defense. I think even early on we were playing some pretty good defense. They were just, hard to defend, and then that's what you have to do against a team that comes out pumped up like that. Is just, kind of weather the storm until they cool off a little bit.
They kind of jumped around too defensively. They started out a man and played looked like a couple different kinds of zones. When you talk about your team's performance, I mean, shooting 40% is and 32 in the second half isn't really like you guys. Was it their defense or?
Well, I think they do a lot of good things defensively that can affect you, but eventually, they break down. When people gamble like that and change defenses, if you take care of the ball and pass it well, eventually those kind of defenses break down and give up easy shots, and then you got some of those.
Well, I know that you were up 12 just into the second half, and any of you guys can answer this. And they, cut it right back down to 2, but never could tie you guys or go ahead. I mean, how big is that to keep? You feel like you've never really lost control of that game? Because I know it tightened up, but I think you still led the whole way.
It did.
Was it ever tied?
I don't think it was even
No,
tied
the closest
in
I
the
got
second
was
half.
54-52.
Did you feel like you still had, even though they did make several runs at you?
Well, I think our guys had their confidence all the way through.
Did you get a little nervous out there when it got down to 2, or you just keep playing? Or?
Definitely not as nervous as the start of the game. I think we held our poise pretty well, and we got into the basket. We were missing a lot of bunny shots that we definitely should have been making, and I think that once those started going in for us, we pulled away a little bit.
Coach, I know you were in this spot last year. I think you played Dickinson in the second round. You saw him tonight. Any initial thoughts about tomorrow night's game?
They're very good. We said immediately after the game, talking about tomorrow night, that we know it's going to be a totally different game than last year's game. It kind of snowballed on them, and things went our way. But they've had a year to think about that, and they're a good basketball team. And, their big guy, not their tallest guy. They have a 6'10" guy starting now. Last year they brought him off the bench, but the other guy, 6'8", 25, he had a lot of health problems last year preceding our game. He went 1 for 13 against us, but the word was he just wasn't himself. He's healthy and he's really good. Of course, their point guard is outstanding. They just have a good basketball team. And, we're approaching it like, these guys are very good, and last year was just a very unusual game when that happened, that we won by that much. We know it's going to be a down-to-the-wire game tomorrow.